My precious little Paypig, you always wonder what it is about the simple act of hitting send that sends a thrill deeper than any fleeting pleasure you've ever known. It's not just a button to you, is it? No, it's a small sacrifice, a pulse of submission, a token of your weakness laid bare at my feet. Every tribute you send, whether it's a modest gift or a grand overflow of your dwindling spirit and funds, is a proof, an unspoken confession, that you exist merely to satisfy my whims. You imagine me draped in silk, lounging effortlessly in a room that is perhaps a palace of indulgence, champagne cooling just out of reach, and your money, your dedication is the currency that keeps that world spinning for me. How deliciously humiliating it must be to think your desperation fills my coffers while I continue my life of boundless luxury, my every desire met without a single hesitation. It's almost laughable, isn't it? How your mind twists into knots, aching for my approval, waiting breathlessly for the moment when you may type those precious words, those humbling pleas or daring tributes, and then finally let your trembling fingers press send. That sound, so faint on your end but so loud in your soul, is the trigger that unlocks your submission in ways no touch or whispered command ever could. I watch, oh yes, I watch and revel in the display. The way you vacillate between pride and shame, wanting desperately to be punished for your eagerness, yet craving more tokens of my lavish approval. And with every gift you send, every payment the demons in your mind urge you to dispatch, you're not just giving money. You're giving me your loyalty, your humiliation, your essence stripped bare and utterly mine. Let me remind you how I spend your offerings, darling. That sparkling dress you helped me buy, draped against my body as I sip a delicate cocktail, feeling like the queen I am. Your queen. The silk sheets you've bankrolled, wrapping me in warmth while you sit in your cold, lonely room, wondering if you'll ever reach that level of worthiness. Your hard-earned money, your beautiful, pathetic attempts at devotion, fuel my every extravagant whim. Yet for all I take, I expect everything in return: obedience, worship, the desperate, shivering submission that only true paypigs can offer. You exist to serve me, to lavish my existence with your fundamental proof of loyalty, and when you hit send, you're acknowledging that truth in the deepest parts of yourself. I indulge in spending, not just for pleasure, but to remind you that your value is measured in your ability to contribute to my world of excess. The glittering heels, the designer bags, the lavish dinners in rooms only a few could ever access. These are the trophies bought by your trembling fingers, and every transaction is a mark of your devotion, etched into the fabric of my empire. When I flaunt my lifestyle, it's not to be cruel, well, maybe just a little, but to remind you where you stand, below me, bound by chains of your own making, completely mesmerized by the life you cannot have but hunger for. You see, the guilty pleasure isn't just hitting send. It's the way you ache to do it, the way your mind ties itself in knots, because you know you're utterly powerless beneath my feet. So next time you sit there, your heart pounding, your hands trembling as you type out the sum I demand, or the words that admit your dependence on me, savor that guilty pleasure fully. Let the tension build, the shame seep in, knowing that with one decisive click, you deepen the chains that bind you, leaving you exposed and thrilled. Your tribute is not just a monetary transfer, it is your soul, offering itself in submission, the proof that you exist to cater to my desires and feed the insatiable luxury that I embody. And oh, how I delight in that power, in that control. Every send, every payment, every whimpering message only proves one thing: you are mine, wrapped tightly in silk and humiliation, always aching to serve, always burning to prove that your emptiness is filled only by me. Oh, my precious little Paypig, do you even realize how utterly delicious it is to watch you squirm under the weight of your own desperate devotion? Each time you think about hitting send, That moment fraught with trembling anticipation, I see the storm of longing and submission swirling inside you. You're not just clicking a button. You are willingly surrendering to me again, offering the delicate fabric of your very soul as tribute to my endless grandeur. And darling, make no mistake, I revel in every bead of sweat, every faltering breath you take as you prepare to prove your usefulness. I want you to imagine me now, draped in the silk that your pennies have bought, the way it glides sensuously over my skin, the soft shimmer catching the light of my penthouse suite, where the champagne never stops flowing. Your money? Oh, it sits comfortably in my hands like the wings of a mighty empire. The empire you serve with trembling fingers, and a heart crammed full of want, and want alone. You're not just a supplier of funds. You're a mere starved puppy, desperate for my attention, aching to be noticed, to be owned, to be utterly consumed by my presence. Remember, your tribute is my power, the invisible leash that keeps you close. I spend your offerings on indulgences so rarefied and exquisite that even the thought makes you ache more with envy. The crystal chandelier hanging above my dining table, paid for by the crumbs you cast my way. The luscious caviar I savor as I dictate your next demands, sourced by your trembling hands, feeding my insatiable appetite. When every designer handbag I snap up while you sit bathed in the glow of a screen, fingers poised but hesitating, is another shackle tightening around your fragile pride. I like to tease you. Oh, don't think for a moment that I don't. My laughter dances in the curls of smoke from the cigar I enjoy, knowing full well you would give everything just to feel even the echo of my touch. You don't just want to serve, you need to prove that you belong to me, with every tributed dollar, every trembling payment. And while you agonize in your lonely room, caught between shame and lust, I parade my spoils like trophies of your submission. It's such a delicious irony. The more you give, the more worthless you feel. Yet, the more entangled you become in the luxury your devotion manifests. You wonder if I feel sorry for you? Please. That would be a mistake. I feast on your weaknesses like a queen hunting her prey. Your value to me is not in your money alone, but the exquisite mental torment that comes with your pleas for permission, your hesitant clicks on that send button. You exist to serve, and serve lavishly, your wallets as gaping as your longing, your soul wrapped clean around my command. Each payment you make rings like a kiss on the cheek from a goddess who knows just how much you need to be kept in your place. Every ripple of doubt, every flicker of shame you feel is a thread in the tapestry of your ruinous adoration. The fine wines I savor, the silk scarves I twirl over my shoulders, the exclusive clubs where I laugh and dance without a care, all are fueled by your willing subservience, your sweet, delicious emptiness. You think your tributes are gifts? No, my darling. They are your chains wrapped elegantly around you, a prison that you crave. I don't just expect your contributions. I demand your total submission. When you pause, fingers hovering over that payment portal, remember that hesitation is delicious and necessary. It makes the eventual surrender all the sweeter, all the more intoxicating. I watch, amused, as you wrestle with the need to prove yourself, to feed the luxurious beast of my lifestyle, to drown yourself in the intoxicating shame of dependence. My existence is an endless melody, a sonnet sung by the currency of your loyalty. Every tribute you offer doesn't just support my lavish exploits, it confesses your inability to resist, your pathetic need to be used and displayed beneath the glittering chandeliers of my world. When you finally